Well, it looks like there's no traffic this morning. I'll try to do a vlog here. I get asked a lot. Hello, YouTube. I get asked a lot. What kind of knife should I get? What kind of pots and pans should I get? So, today, on a meat and motorcycles, top 5 things you need in the kitchen. Essentials. This is not the only things you'll need, but this is a good start. These are the important things. These are my go-to workhorse things that I have in the kitchen. Number 1, good knife. Good chef knife. You really only need one good knife, and that's a chef knife. Appropriately sized for your hand and the space in which you're working. The knife that I use is from a shop here in New York City called Korin, K-O-R-I-N. You can go online and korin.com. They have all kinds of knives, Japanese knives, Western style Japanese knives. The knife I use is about an 8-inch Togiharu brand chef knife. It was about $100, which is not cheap. However, in the grand scheme of chef knives, it's an inexpensive knife. You know, you can really spend some money. One I use every day at work. I use it at home. I sharpen it myself. It's pretty durable. And it's a good knife. You can get into, boning knives and serrated knives and paring knives. Knives. But you can get 99% of your stuff done with a good chef knife. Okay, so that's that. Number 2, a nice oven-safe saute pan of decent size. Not so big that you gotta use both hands, but enough that you can, at least have a meal for 2 in one pan. And it's an oven-safe pan, meaning it's not a non-stick Teflon pan, it's just a metal pan. And the handle is also oven-safe, so you can go right off the stove and into the oven if you want to sear something, and then you can just roast it in there. And some people say it's a cast iron skillet. You gotta have a cast iron skillet. Cast iron skillets are really heavy, and there's this whole rigmarole about how to clean them and what you can't clean them ever. And I like to clean my cookware, and I'm not a gold miner without running water. So go ahead and get yourself a good oven-safe skillet. Calpheron makes a good one, or you can go down to a restaurant supply store and get the cheap ones, and those work for me. Number 3, a good Dutch oven, like a Le Creuset or Le Creuset. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's an enamel bottom pot with a lid that you can also put right into the oven, so you can braise beef, get your stuff in there, sear it on the stove, throw it in the oven. You can make sauces on the stove. You can boil water on the stove for your pasta. You can do pretty much everything you need. Then you can build on your pots and pan collection after. But if you got a good saute pan and a Dutch oven, you're pretty much set for the stove for most of your basics. Number 4, use a thermometer. You can go on Amazon and get yourself a decent digital thermometer. And when you're cooking meat, you can cook it with precision. The ones with the dial, the cheap ones you get in the store, it's a start, but they tend to be a little thicker. They're going to put a bigger hole in your meat. The temperature read is like halfway up, so you got to push it in a lot more. And they're not as easy to calibrate. And you will be on your way to cooking perfect steaks every time. And number 5, last but not least, is the flat-edged wooden spoon. Flat-edged wooden spoon is the only kind of wooden spoon. It's good for stirring. It's good for scraping when you're trying to scrape the good stuff off the bottom of the pan that you're deglazing, all that flavor you're trying to get up. It's good for smacking people around. A wooden spoon, a traditional wooden spoon, it doesn't scrape because only the very rounded tip of it is what's going to be touching the pot. If you're trying to taste something like a sauce with a wooden spoon, it's kind of pointless. Like, just get a regular spoon. You're not getting anything out of that. big ass wooden spoon. So yeah, those are the things that I have in my arsenal, and I cannot cook without, really. I'm so used to it. But I think once you try it, you'll see. A good chef knife, a good saute pan that's oven safe, a enamel bottom Dutch oven, a good thermometer, and a flat-edged wooden spoon. Those are the things you need to cook in the kitchen. I gotta go to work, and it's starting to rain, so I'll talk to you later. Good luck. Any questions, leave them in the comments. Any comments, well, if you really gotta leave them, if they're not nice, talk to you later. Machalile out.